Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome back to the channel. So VATSIM has just announced a major change that will both please and probably frustrate parts of the flight sim community, and depending on who you ask, this is either long overdue or it's a step that could push away the next generation of sim pilots and even controllers. So from the 1st of January 2026, the minimum age to join VATSIM will increase from 13 to 16 years old, and the reaction online has been interesting. So let me throw a few questions to you straight away. Do you think that this is the right move, or do you think it risks shutting down our passionate young flight simmers? Well, drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this one is definitely open for a community discussion. So let's just break down exactly what's changing and why VATSIM says that this is happening, and the good and bad points that people are raising. So as I said, from January 2026, all new users must be 16 years or older at registration. However, existing users aged 13 to 15 are grandfathered in. Their accounts will stay active and live, but no one under the age of 13 was ever permitted, and that part does remain unchanged. This follows the official Board of Governors meeting where VATSIM reported that the 13 to 15 age group accounted for nearly 30% of all suspensions across the entire network, many linked to immature behaviour or a lack of procedural knowledge. The update comes alongside broader policy reforms aimed at improving overall network professionalism, reducing supervisor workload and improving the user experience. And so really then, why is this happening? Well, VATSIM says two primary reasons: stronger protection of young users. Now, VATSIM is a global voice and text environment with adults and minors both interacting. Some see the change as aligning with the wider online safety expectations. Number two, the network maturity and performance. Well, with nearly 30% of suspensions coming from 13 to 15-year-olds, VATSIM believes that raising the minimum age will improve overall maturity levels and reduce unnecessary cases handled by their supervisors, standards and compliance and membership teams. But the community response suggests that these motives are being interpreted in a different way, and sometimes challenged. So let's have a look at both sides of the argument. So seeing this as a positive move, many pilots and indeed controllers especially welcomed this decision, with comments on forums like "thank God" and "finally" and "fantastic," or even "it should be as high as 18 or 21. Now obviously these kinds of comments are showing how strongly some are agreeing with this new move in the aim to keep VATSIM a professional network. Now, some users make the very good point that expectations today are higher than they were many years ago in the early 2000s when VATSIM was first around. Traffic is heavier, realism is much greater both in sim and what we can do with our aircraft, and so the network demands more maturity than it used to. Supporters also argue that this will reduce trolling, reduce inexperienced behaviour on busy frequencies, and make the network smoother for both pilots and of course the air traffic controllers. Most people as well, I'm sure, will agree that they also appreciate the grandfather clause, ensuring that no active young members who do enjoy VATSIM at the moment are kicked off the network come January the 1st. But what about the disadvantages of this move? Because not everybody agrees. Many people say that age doesn't equal competency, and some young teens are exceptionally well prepared, follow charts and can even outperform adults. I've been on VATSIM for a long time, and I have heard some very professional young sounding pilots, and this is absolutely a place for that kind of professionalism, and they have got no issues, and they can quite seriously outperform adults because they really do invest their time into learning all of this stuff properly. Other people of course worry that this blocks that early learning, and several users again online sharing stories, things like joining at a young age, and VATSIM is what inspired them to pursue real-world aviation. And there's even been some sort of suggestions of a hybrid whereby they could create a sort of under-16s academy, a supervised training area where young people could learn the procedures without transmitting on the main network. Now, I'm sure many of you will have your own personal views and stories of this, and I'd love to hear those down in the comments below. We've all heard young, immature people on the network, but they're not always young either, so lots to discuss. Some believe that this move will raise the standards, reduce issues and protect young people, whilst others believe it does risk excluding motivated future pilots and of course the air traffic controllers as well, and won't actually solve the behavioural problems. And this is one of the biggest community impacting decisions VATSIM has made in years, so it's definitely worth discussing. So now, over to you. Do you support this new minimum age of 16? Is it a sensible step to try and improve the maturity of VATSIM overall, or does it just unfairly block enthusiastic young simmers who are fully capable of flying or controlling professionally? Well, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Hope you found the video useful and informative. Of course, if you have, please don't forget to leave a like, and remember, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of our future videos and live streams. Thanks for watching. I'll look forward to seeing you all again in the next one. Bye bye for now.